As we're coming towards the front of the church from the side and the back, come upon this incredibly side door of the Black Church here. I think I'm going to have Roxanne go stand in front to show you the scale of this.
Do you want me to stand here?
The scale of this church and this door. So we're here at the Black Church in Brașov, and we're about to go in. I'm going to show you the process for seeing the Black Church. There's the schedule for open hours. We're here in April, so it's open. In order to buy a ticket for the church here, we go across the street to this cafe called Inspiratio, where Roxanne is going to buy our tickets to get into the Black Church. So here's where you go if you come to see the Black Church to get your tickets. Okay, so we just got our tickets for the Black Church from the Inspiratio gift shop. So there's our tickets. They were 20 lei a person, so 40 lei for both of us to get in. 20 lei would be about 7. And here's the Black Church, and I'll show you. It's almost impossible to get the entire thing
I can't get all in, but
also, this church was built between 1383 and 1477, and it was built in a Gothic style build, and it's apparently the biggest Gothic building or church between Vienna and Constantinople, which is now known as Istanbul. Inside it's got Baroque style church pews, and it has a pipe organ dating from 1839 that has 4,000 pipes in it. And
I'm excited to see that.
Also has the largest church bell in Romania, weighing in at 6,500 kilograms.
Oh yeah, and here's the sign that's pointing in the direction of where to get the tickets. We missed that. Look at that. Here's our entrance.
When this church was first built, it was known as St. Mary's Church. And then in 1689, there was a horrible fire in which the walls, I believe the inside, outside walls of the church were blackened from the fire. And from that point forward, it was known as the Black Church because of the blackened walls. And from what I read, these are Baroque style church pews. I guess that's probably the pews over here. And up there is the pipe organ from 1839 with 4,000 pipes in it. And it's remained unchanged since then, from what I understand. This is a description of the painting on the altar, which is called the High Altar. It's dated 1866. I'm going to zoom in as best as I can for you to see that painting. This is some signage about the baptismal font, which is the oldest surviving decorative object in the Black Church, which was donated in 1472 by the parish priest Johannes Rudel. I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see that. That is the baptismal font. And here is the pulpit. Here we have the church. The Black Church has a large collection of Ottoman Turkish carpets displayed in the church, dating from the 15th to the 18th century. The signage says many of these carpets were made in Anatolia, Turkey. And they're also on display on the upper levels as well. Beautiful carpets. So one of the wonderful things about the Black Church is the pews. The signage said they were dated from the 14th to the 17th century. With paintings on the front. And this is only a portion of the pews in the church here. And in a room at the front of the church is a room dedicated to outlining the history of the church through the years, with signage, dates, and descriptions of the history of the church. Including exposed original inscriptions on the church walls. And I miss these as I came in. In this room are tombstones dating from the 15th to the 18th century. And the signage indicates that usually the only members of the church who are buried in the church were highly honored members of the church. And all of the tombstones have inscriptions. So many respected citizens and church people have been buried here. Here's the Black Church. It's, as you can see, it is huge, and I cannot get it into one image. From what I read, this is one of the biggest Gothic. It is the biggest Gothic church between Vienna and Constantinople, which is now Istanbul. It's immense. Here's the Black Church from another angle on the side.
If you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the Black Church in Sofia, you might want to hit the bell button so you're notified when we put out our next video on Bulgaria.